Okay, hello and welcome back to these videos. I don't know what this topic is going to be. I'm just making this video because I'm getting close to 15,000 subscribers. It's just growing every day. It's crazy. And you can see my face is lit up differently. This is like more natural light. I have the curtains open. I usually have the curtains closed and the big light on, so it makes me look paler, but this is more natural light. Just want to record this and say thank you everybody again. I think this is all the videos I make now, is just thanking people. I want, leave your suggestions please, if you have suggestions for me to make. I know I have to make I have to do a DNA test, I have to do personality tests, stuff like that. I also want to relay some more information, philosophy, so I might just do that here. Anything that comes to my mind, I'm just gonna do an old school ramble right now, old school rant. So people were sending me messages, and some guy sent me a message, an email. I wanted to respond to it because he said he was gonna kill himself, and I don't want anybody to do that. Please don't. Suicide is never the option, so I guess this is going to be the title of this video. Suicide is never the option. Please, I thought I was in that place. I was suicidal before I made this channel. I reached that point. I got to the point of no return. I didn't have anything to live for. I thought I was ugly. I thought, I'm never going to have a relationship. I'm never going to find anybody. There's no point in me existing. What is the point of my existence? I just felt completely meaningless. I went to work. I came home. I worked out. I ate, I slept, that was it. That was my existence, and I didn't have any meaning to my life. And now, I've helped people, or that's the feedback I've got from these videos, is that I've helped people, and at least that's something I've done with my life, by putting myself out there honestly, by being honest with myself, by being honest to myself, by bearing my soul, bearing my everything, being 100%, being real. And people appreciate that, and people get something out of that, and they can relate to that. I never thought that I would get so much good feedback. I just made these videos, sorry about the light changing, I just made these videos to vent, to get these things off my chest, because I had absolutely nothing to lose. You can't imagine, I had literally nothing to lose. I felt like ending my life. Once you get to that point, you just have nothing to lose. What do you have to lose? So if you're at that point, put yourself out there, make a video like I did. Put yourself out there, and you never know what might come of it. I got a girlfriend, I got a perfect, she ticks every box for me. I mean, it's just unreal. I thought I'd never have a girlfriend, now I do, and we're going to meet and going to make a life together, and I'm so happy. I have all this positive feedback. I have so many friends now, and it's great. I had no friends since the age of 14, and because I was always closed off. But it took me to get to that point of no return. It took me to get to that point where I had absolutely nothing to lose, to just, expose myself completely and not care at all. So that's sometimes it's the point you have to reach, the point of no return, where it's just, you just have nothing to lose. You just, nothing matters, because you're going to kill yourself. So why would anything matter if you're going to cease to exist? Nothing matters at that point. So, I'm not brave. I just reached the point of nothing mattered, because my life was so meaningless, empty. I don't want to repeat too much, but yeah, you get the idea. I'm so glad I made this channel. I'm so glad I put myself out there. I'm so glad I vented, got things off my chest, and people can relate. I thank you all so much, and I can't believe I never expected so much. I don't deserve this. I was just a guy who wasted his life and wants to tell other people not to do that. And please invest in your passions. If you have passions, please invest in them. If you're young, don't get distracted by entertainment, video games. Don't close yourself off from the world. If people ask you to hang out with them, please go hang out with them. If they're good friends, if they're true friends, if they care about you, not just people who are going to abuse you and use you for, to get a thrill out of you or make fun of you or something. They're not true friends that are using you for something. True friends are there for you all the time. They at the worst times, it's those people that are there for you at the worst of times. Don't take people for granted, like your parents. Don't take them for granted. Tomorrow they could be gone. We could all be gone tomorrow. It's, each day is a blessing. It is. It's like a cliche, but it's so true. We only get one life. We have to live it and do the best that we can, and build on our lives, and improve on ourselves, for ourselves and for those that love us and support us. If you don't have that, reach out, branch out. There's plenty of opportunities. There's the Discord server. Go join the Discord server. There's plenty of people on there you can relate to, you can talk to, you can meet up with, you can make plans to meet up with, you can exchange email addresses. You can, just branch out. That's what you have to do. I closed off for so many years. I closed off and shut down and hid away and festered and ruined myself and scuffed myself, and I had so much potential and I wasted all my potential. I don't want to see anybody do that. It's a horrible feeling to waste all that potential and, have so many regrets of wasting what, 12 plus years of my life just rotting away and not engaging with the world, just hiding away from the world, just playing video games, just entertaining myself, just playing with myself and watching porn and totally wasting my time, wasting my talents, wasting my passions, just spewing it out, spewing it out, spewing it out, instead of directing that energy, directing that passion into things that I was passionate about, that I had enthusiasm for. But now, it's so hard to rekindle those passions when you lose them. And trust me, it really is. If you're young and you have those passions, exploit those passions, exploit that enthusiasm, use it, put it into those things. Use the negative energy, put it underneath you to drive you forward so you can go forward. Once you have all those forces combined, it's just like rocket fuel and you'll be a success, trust me. You just have to put it into something. It's like channeling the waters. The waters, if the river goes everywhere, it's just spewing out everywhere. The river's going to run dry, but if the river's directed, it's flowing towards a direction instead of going out everywhere and being wasted, all that water wasted, all that sexual energy wasted. It's the same sort of thing. See, those waters, when they're channeled, that can power a water generator, that can power a water wheel, and that water is much more powerful directed. It has more force directed. If it's not directed, it's going everywhere. It has no force. You're not impacting, you're not having an impact. But the directed waters have a lot more force. It's like laser focused. Suicide is never the option. Like, I reached that point, as I was saying, to get back to the main point. I reached that point of no return, and I could have taken my life, but instead I decided to make videos because I had nothing to lose. So I made that first video, vlog, vent, life rant 1, and yeah, I was talking to someone online at that time, and she convinced me to make videos, and thanks to her. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have made the videos. If I hadn't reached out to her, I would have never made the videos. So I'm so glad I reached out to her. It was like the hand of fate that brought us together. And this was before my girlfriend. This was another person who doesn't want to be named again. All these people don't want to be named, but I'm exposing myself because I had nothing to lose. I have more to lose now. I definitely have gained a lot from this channel. I've gained so much, and if you're in that point of no return, if you're at that point of suicide, what I'm trying to tell you is, put yourself out there, because what do you have to lose? You have nothing to lose. You have everything to gain. It's such an exhilarating feeling to have nothing to lose, really. If you really think about it, you can turn your perspective around. You have nothing to lose. You have everything to gain, right? I mean, it's so if you have everything to lose, you're so restricted. But if you have nothing to lose, you're unlimited. You have nothing to lose. That's why Buddhist monks, they have no possessions. They have nothing to lose. They're free. That's like how I was. I have nothing to lose, so I'm free, so I can put myself out there and not care what anybody thinks, because I don't have friends in real life. What I care what they think about me. People already think the worst of me. When I go to work, they think the worst of me. I see, I don't know if it's my own paranoia, but I go to work and people are always looking at me weird because I don't say hello. I've been there 5 years. When I started, I have a weird thing, right? When I started work, yeah, I had severe social anxiety, so I could only say hello, goodbye, yes, but I didn't say hello to many people because I didn't want to. It's like, if I say hello to this person, this other person's going to expect me to say hello, and then I'm going to have to say hello to this person every day, and it's a weird mental state. It's not a healthy thing. I don't know if it's autism or Asperger's, whatever it is, undiagnosed, but yeah, like if I see someone and say hello to them one day, I won't say hello to them the next day, because it's like, I've already said hello to you. It's nothing to do with being ignorant or being prideful. It's just feeling, I guess it's uncomfortable with saying that. I always had a problem saying hello, but now I can say it, yes, and I'm a lot better. I've gotten over that problem to a large extent, but I still don't say it in work that often. I don't know why. It's just an old habit. They die hard. Old habits die hard, and I have to get over it. And yes, it's not easy. It's this screwed up mind. It's tangled up, and I've untangled a lot of it, but it's like, it's so tangled up that I have to, meditation can help. Letting go of your problems can help. Letting the thoughts and bad emotions pass can help, and not identifying with them can help. Don't latch on to ideas. Don't latch on to negative emotions. That's what I did. So for so many years, latched on to hatred, latched on to anger, latched on to sadness. I identified heavily with those emotions and thought I was those things, but I'm not those things. I'm the observer, observing behind those emotions, behind those thoughts. Those emotions come into my mind. You should let them pass. You shouldn't latch onto them, hold on to them, and identify with them. Suicide is never the option. Like, I never expected all this to come into my life. I never expected to have a girlfriend. I thought I was going to die alone. You know, my life was misery because I made it misery. It was my own fault. It was my own creation. What you imagine is what you create, and that's what I imagined. I imagined misery in my mind, so what I created was misery. Now I'm trying to think positively, and what's happening? Good things are happening. I got a girlfriend. My channel's exploding. So if this doesn't prove that it works, I don't know what does, and I have to keep that up. I know I've definitely been more positive minded, and good things are coming out of it. I just have to keep positive minded. And people say, yeah, monetize your account. I did apply for partnership, but you know, it takes like a month plus for YouTube to verify that or whatever. I don't know why it takes so long. It really sucks. Like, I'm thinking in my mind, oh, by the time I get monetized, it'll all have died down and I'll have missed out, because I do need money for my future. Yes, it's true. I do need money to support my future with my girlfriend in Italy. She's going to be studying in Italy. I'm going to have to live there. I'm either going to have to learn Italian and get a job there, or make money from home somehow, because I don't want to spend 3 years away from her. So I need to sort something out, definitely, and that's my only priority, really. And I have her to thank for giving me that future to look forward to, and that future to plan for, and that future to build towards. And so you have to find a purpose, a meaning in your life, and build towards that. You have to have a vision of a life and then build towards that. Use your passions, use your enthusiasm, use your creativity. Be productive, do productive and creative things. Don't just waste your time with video games and wasting your time with watching YouTube videos or watching TV, whatever. If people watch TV these days, I don't know. I only watch YouTube videos and Twitch. Don't waste your time. Don't waste too much of your time. You can't have downtime. Yes, you need recovery time. You need rest time as well. You can't just go. You do need time to reflect and digest your thoughts. That's what meditation helps with. Always try to meditate an hour before bed. Not an hour, but 10 minutes at least. I don't think I've ever meditated an hour. That's too long for me. Some people do. Like, it's crazy, and I respect them for that. And that's very, very admirable that they can do that. That they can take that time out, and that is special time. And you can do that even in the bath. Just get a relaxing bath and meditate. Smell the scent of the bath if you put bath salts in. You know, hear the furthest sound. Connect with your sight. You can even close your eyes and look into the blackness and see like geometrical patterns and focus on them. You know, put something bitter in your mouth and taste it. Feel your hands. Just go through the senses, basically. That's how I meditate. But again, yeah, please, you know, that person who emailed me said they would commit suicide in a couple of months. I really should have responded. I know if I've been inundated with messages and I've been so busy with work. I'm so sorry. I really want to catch up on everything. I want to respond to everything. I want to interact on my Discord server. I haven't even had a chance to do that. I want to make a video and get with Discord and maybe do a stream. All these things, but it's a time issue, and yeah, please don't feel like I'm ignoring you, or it's just that time is a cruel mistress. And yeah, I keep going on about it, and it's a mindset, isn't it? Time, you gotta think, oh, I have plenty of time, instead of thinking, oh, I have no time, and then wasting about half of the day thinking you have no time. Like, it is 3:30 here, and I haven't really done that much today. I was talking to my girlfriend earlier. This is not a daily vlog. Why am I saying this stuff? So yeah, please don't ever think that suicide is the option. Please don't even consider that. Think of the people that you're going to leave behind. Think of the people that, you know, are in your life that will miss you, that will be heartbroken, that won't be able to go on without you, like your parents, like your mother, like your father, especially your mother, if she cares about you, like my mother cares about me. I know if I killed myself, that's what prevented me from killing myself, was my mother. She would have been, you know, I don't think she could have gone on, because she worries about me so much. She cares about me so much. It's that motherly love, that unconditional love, that is the purest love in the world. And, you know, you shouldn't take that for granted. We really shouldn't take that for granted, but we do. And you should consider people like that and what they've done for you in your life, and brought you up and brought you into the world, and, you know, fed you and clothed you, and you should be really thankful. That's one way to get over all these problems, is being thankful for what you do have, for the people around you, and for what, even if you think you have no one, just really examine your life and how people support your life, and how people, you know, there's always got to be someone in your life that means something to you. There always has to be. I don't think there's anybody in the world that has nobody, like nobody at all. But sometimes we feel like we have nobody. It's like, you know, you have no friends, so you feel like you're alone. but you still have your parents who look after you, who clothe you, who feed you, or did until, obviously I pay my way now. I do pay rent and I pay electricity, I pay for my food. But yeah, they brought you up when you had no money, when you had no job. Obviously when you're a child, you're going to school. You have to be thankful for that. And, if you didn't have that, I really feel sorry for you. I don't know. There's always somebody though. There's always somebody. You just got to look really hard and examine. I can't speak for everybody, obviously, but I'm just generalizing here, and hopefully you do have somebody. Like, everybody, in my opinion, has somebody that they can look to and think, oh, I shouldn't kill myself, because if I did, this person would be really upset. This person would not be able to go on. This person worries about me so much. This person cares about me so much. There's at least one person. There's always at least one person. Even if they're disconnected from you now, if they found out that you killed yourself, they would be distraught, because they'd be like, oh, why didn't I make up with this person? Why didn't I get back in contact with this person? It's all my fault. So, people that you've had contact with in the past even, who would be upset learning of your death, learning of your demise. I mean, watch, like, It's a Wonderful Life. It's like the guy, he was going to jump off the bridge, he thought his life didn't matter at all. But then the guy showed him, the guardian angel showed him how life would have been for everybody if he hadn't existed, and it would have been worse off for everybody. So you don't realize the impact you have. You don't realize the impact you have on other people's lives. And I'm glad I can impact people's lives just by talking on video, talking honestly and openly, and sharing my philosophies that I've learned over the years, and sharing what's helped me get out of that pit of despair. And I was in that pit of despair, and I got out of that pit of despair somewhat, and then I was back into that pit of despair before I made videos. Yes, I was suicidal, as I said. I'm being honest. It's easy to fall back into that. You need people to keep you out of that hole, so you need to talk to people, even if it's a therapist, even if it's someone impartial and unbiased. Then at least they're not judging you. You need someone that's not going to judge you, a true friend, or else a therapist who's not going to judge you, someone that's going to be there for you and listen to you and actually hear what you're saying and understand you and give you solutions, feedback, and supporting each other, throwing the rope down the hole of despair, the pit of despair, so you can climb out. You need people like that. You do need help. I denied that fact. I thought I could help myself. I thought, I don't need anybody, but we all need people. We all need people. We are all vulnerable and weak, and yes, fleshy vessels for this soul. You can cut an artery and you can bleed to death, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. You can get a deadly disease. You can die. You can get there's all sorts of things. There's 6 million ways to die. So there's so many things that can go wrong, and you just have to be thankful that they haven't gone wrong, and you're healthy, and you have food to eat, you have water to drink, you have the sun shining. Be thankful for the sun. Praise the sun. Praise the sun. Just be thankful. That's it. Just be thankful. Meme advice. Just be thankful. No, it is true though. If you're thankful, if you're grateful, it'll help you a lot. You're focusing on the things you have that are good in your life instead of focusing on the bad. So it's like a change of perspective. You're looking at the good things in your life. Even take notes. Even write down a list. That'll help you so much. And then you realize, oh, I actually have, more than I thought in my life. I have a lot more to be thankful for in my life than I thought. And then you can branch out from there and be more positive and make connections with other people. Bring even more into your life that you have to be thankful for. So, it's just like accumulating more positivity. It's like a snowball effect. You're in a snowball effect with negativity right now. You're focusing on the negative and you're snowballing with that because things are getting worse and worse and worse. And oh God, everything's terrible. And, you seek out the negative and you look for negative emotions in people, and you say, oh, everybody hates me because look, this guy's frowning at me, but you're frowning at him. He's just a mirror reflecting. A lot of people just reflect what you're giving out. So if you're giving out negativity, they're going to respond with negativity. That's what I learned, and it's very, very true. If you give out positivity, if you smile, even force a smile. I know I hate smiling because it makes my eyes do this. My nose go down a bit, but that's probably why I haven't smiled. But I do smile in video, and it helps. Even smiling in the mirror definitely helps. It makes you more positive, and just like watching something funny or comedy, laughing therapy, releasing that tension. Anything to release that tension is very effective. So just do stuff like that and stop focusing so much on the negative. It's just gonna snowball out of control. That's what I did. I focused so much on the negative. I wasn't thankful for anything. Didn't look at the positive at all. Was looking at the black squares only, not the white squares. You have to see the black squares and the white squares at the same time. You have to see the grey in between. Keep it tempered. It's the white and the black at the same time. You have to see both. Like, see life and death together. Don't see one or the other. Don't focus on death. Don't focus on life too much. Don't get carried away too much with the positive either. You have to keep tempered with the negative, definitely. So you need both. It's like the two pillars to support the temple. With one pillar, you cannot support the temple. It's going to collapse. With two pillars, you support the temple. You support your foundation. You can build upon that. Life is all about building. It's all about building, but you have to build slowly. You can't rush a building or it'll collapse. If you rush a building, it'll be shoddy work. It won't be supported. The gust of wind will come along and blow it over. If you take your time, lay it brick by brick, learn the technique and do it properly, it's going to be sturdy, it's going to be stable, it's going to stay, it's going to withstand the test of time, it's going to be impenetrable, it's going to be not affected by wind, it's not going to blow over. So, you become a more resilient person, you become more confident, you become more able to do things. I'm just giving advice here. So suicide is never the option. Don't ever consider that, because you never know. From one day to the next, it can all change. Like, I never expected to have a girlfriend. I never expected to have a YouTube channel blowing up like this. And I'm so thankful. I mean that from my heart. I'm not just saying that. I really do. And I hope it continues. And, if I keep focusing on the positive, it can only get better. But yes, I do have my days. Like yesterday, I was feeling ugly and I was feeling insecure and I was focusing on the negative again. So even I am not perfect. I'm far from perfect. I'm still dealing with these things. They're deep in my subconscious. I still have to work through things. I still have to get myself over those things and do my best. And maybe I do have to get my nose fixed just to be comfortable with myself. I think I do. Just to get over that. Because it's like, I broke my nose and this is not how I should look, and that's just the thought that's in my mind. I don't think I can ever get over that. There's some things you just can't ever get over. I'm brainwashing myself that, but it is as plain as the nose on my face, as they say. Literally. That's just something I have to do, I think. Anyway, yeah, the topic. So don't ever consider suicide. Think of all those that love you, think of all those that cared about you, and how the world would be affected by your loss. You think you don't have any meaning, you think you don't have any effect in this world, but you don't realize how you impact people's lives. Maybe you think you impact it negatively to people, because I know it's really hard to change that. Like, you think, oh, I impact people's lives negatively, everybody hates me, so it's so hard to turn that around. I know it is. So that's why you really need help. Maybe you need cognitive therapy from the therapist to reprogram you, or just listening to those frequencies that can reprogram your brain, binaural beats. You can go to hypnosis. There's plenty of options. Just look at your options and explore your options. Don't just give up. Don't just lay down and rot, literally. At least try, please. At least try. And that's about all the advice I can give. I mean, I was in that place, I've been in that place, I've been there, I know what it's like, I know how hard it is to get out of that place, because it's a snowball effect. And people who are positive, it's a snowball effect for them, so they seem to be so far ahead, so advanced, everything seems to go right for them. Why is that? Because they're focused on the positive more than the negative. They're keeping it tempered, I think, and they're just rolling with that. It's just rolling for them, it's just working for them, whereas focusing on the negative, everything's working against you. So it's the opposite. So it's really hard to break, yes, but it's all a mindset again. So you got to think, oh, it's easy to break, it's no problem, I can do this. Rise to the challenge. It's a challenge. Face it like a game. Treat it like a game. It's an RPG, so you got to level up, you got to skill up, increase your skills, increase your levels. Anything that will work to trick the mind, anything that will work to get you progressing in life and not going backwards in life, and not ending your life, not taking your life, because life is a precious thing, and maybe it has been devalued by the insane population growth, which is 8 billion now or something, at least over 7 billion. And that kind of devalues human life because there's too much. But each life is precious and each life has its own meaning, and you give meaning to other people's lives. I mean, do people not give meaning to your life? I mean, even through entertainment, through watching things, without people, none of that would exist. Without people, none of these, this phone wouldn't exist without people, this computer wouldn't exist without people, all this microphone wouldn't exist without people, this chair wouldn't exist without people, these clothes wouldn't exist without people. We rely on people for so much, and yes, we pay for it by working a job we hate, but you know, we're paying our dues, I guess, for all this stuff we have, and it's so readily available and so cheap. I mean, this cost me, what, 20 quid for a good substantial jumper. Microphone cost me 100 quid for a really good microphone. Screen cost me 200 quid, and the chair, yeah, let's not talk about the chair, but you know, you have to be thankful for all this, and you know, you can't get materialistic either or possessive of these things. I'm not at all. I'd be happy just living a very minimal life now. I've moved beyond that, definitely, and I see, like, you can't take all these things with you after death, so there's no point in being possessive or obsessed with possessions, because possessions possess, as I've said before, and they just make you a worse person, not a better person. And the only meaningful thing in life is making memories with people, making good relationships with people, making good karma, working through your bad karma. So if you're in that place of depression, just try to do good things, and you'll see good things will come back to you because you're making good karma. It's the law of the universe. It has to work that way, and it does work that way. I mean, look, I've been making good karma, and look, my channel's exploding. I've got a loving, caring girlfriend who I love. I mean, everything's looking great for me for the future. I'm still stuck in a shitty job. I still have bad skin. Yes, I'm still working through my bad karma. I have a lot of it from, go watch my school experiences video. I was talking about a lot of the bad things I did back then, and I wasn't thankful back then, and I was ignorant and hateful of the world because of what I'd been through as a child. And also, I can't use that as an excuse though, and breaking my nose and, you know, having acne. I had acne back then as well. Came back because of the steroids. As I said, this is not a skin rash, this is steroid acne, which is hormone imbalance, and it's very stubborn and it's very annoying, but these things are sent to try us, these things are sent to test us, and if you can rise to the challenge, if you can face it like the dragon, keeping it under you with a neutral expression, not letting it get on top of you, but facing it head on, not letting the dragon eat you, but facing it head on with determination as a challenge. Because life is all about challenges. Life is all about facing challenges. If you don't face the challenges of life, it's just going to get bigger and scarier, and the monster is going to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow until it seems impossible. That's the point I got to. It seemed impossible to overcome. But anything is possible. You can overcome anything. That is the human spirit, to overcome anything. We can literally overcome nearly anything. So we have to face the challenges, because if we don't face the challenges, they get on top of us, they eat us alive. The monster grows, but if you face them, the monster shrinks to nothing, to insignificance. So that's why people who face all the challenges of life, all their monsters are tiny, so they're not intimidated by them. That's why they become successful in life, because nothing is daunting, nothing is scary to them, because they face the challenges head on. And that's the only way to be, because if you're hiding away, as I said, the monster grows and grows and grows and grows until it's unmanageable and you can't face it anymore. It's just too daunting, it's just too scary. There's no way. It's like got 3 heads, it's got 2,000 teeth, it's got, I don't know, 6 eyes, and it's breathing fire. You know, the worst monster you can imagine. Whereas you can shrink it down to a little tiny imp, but it's always going to be there to some extent, but you can shrink it right down just by facing these things. And then, you know, you realize, oh, this isn't so bad. It never is that bad. It's always the anticipation, isn't it? It's always the thinking about things that is the worst. It's always the dread feeling. It's never actually the thing. That's what the guy said who was getting eaten alive by a lion. Okay, it was for him, obviously. He was getting eaten alive by the lion, but yeah, it's never as bad. Oh god, imagine that, getting eaten alive by a lion. But obviously in that case, yes, that is bad. That's why our mind does these things, to keep us out of danger, to keep us safe, to keep us being eaten alive or attacked or killed by somebody, or, you know, doing something stupid like jumping off a cliff and thinking we can fly. So that's why these systems exist. But, you know, they can ruin our lives as well and make us think everything's a danger, everything's a threat, and we can't do anything, we can't move. So those systems are there to keep us safe and as a safeguard, but they can get way out of control, way out of whack, especially like engaging in porn addiction and avoiding your responsibilities, avoiding the challenges of life. It just gets worse and worse and worse. So I don't know if this will help anybody, but I wanted to do a topic video, and I guess this is a topic video. I kind of went off, but yeah, I know male suicide rates are really high, like they're 5 to 1 what female rates are or something in the West. So I think that's mainly because males, I think it's porn addiction causes that dopamine. As someone said in my comments, they left a really good comment about it. It was Andrew Curry. He said, "Your channel is a good example of the mental illness epidemic amongst young men for those who are in denial of it." And then Kanan replied, "What more do you expect out of a generation built on constant exposure to porn, with brains constantly fed instant dopamine? You used to have to put actual time and effort into that." Yep, so basically, we're getting instant dopamine spikes, we're getting instant entertainment, instant pleasure. And then we can't face the world, we can't get on in the world, we can't engage with people. And that's especially true for men who are so visual. We are such visual creatures, men, more so than women, apparently. I mean, yes, that is true. In my case, I was very visual in my past. I was very porn addicted, so definitely I was so visual. I was looking at bits of people and, jerking off to that 10 times a day plus. Looking at multiple screens. I had like 10 tabs open plus 20 tabs open. Not just tabs, sorry, like, boxes of video screens. I was getting the ultimate dopamine release, just a dopamine fiend. That's what I was. And I feel a lot of young men have that problem with all the instant access to it, and it's very, very, very dangerous. This is the worst, probably the worst point in history for it. Like, you have YouPorn, you have all these sites, you have so many of these porn sites that are free, and you can watch whatever you want, all the depravities of the day, and you can have multiple screens open and multiple tabs open, and you're just looking for the best scene and looking for the best part, trying to get that ultimate release, and trying to find the next high. It's like being an addict. It's literally like being an addict. You're the first hit is like, oh, that was good, but then you can never get back to that first time, that first explosion. You can never get back to that. So you're trying to get the next high, the better high. You progress onto heroin, you progress onto harder drugs. You're trying, and then you overdose and die. But at least you can't overdose and die on jerking off. Although one guy, I think a couple of people have died jerking off actually. One guy in South America, I heard, he was a teenager and he jerked off like 43 times. Yeah, it says Brazilian teen dies after masturbating 42 times without stopping in Rubito town. 42 times, that's got to be a world record. 16-year-old boy. 42 times. I think the most I ever did was like 10. I don't think I did more than 10. That's crazy. 42 times non-stop. Sorry about the light, but I wanted natural light for this video, but you can see why I don't use natural light, because it keeps changing on my face. Anyway, yeah, so as I said, we have like instant access to all these images, to all this like instant pleasure, so we don't have to go out and it's like I used to think, oh, I couldn't be arsed, I'll just go watch porn. It's like so much easier. You just load it up and go on the site and type in whatever you want. It's like so easy. When I was, so brainwashed by that stuff, where I was so into that stuff, I was obsessed with that stuff, and that's so destructive to a young person's mind. And I've been, since 12 years old, probably, been looking at that sort of stuff, and until what age? Well, until, Nofap, basically until recently. So that's a very long time. That's a lot of damage done, and, I have to reprogram and try and get past that. But, it's easy mode for me now. I'm on Nofap, day 150 plus. No porn, no more masturbation, no orgasm, so it does take effort. But like, I've had periods in the past where I went 3 months without it, and then another 3 months without it, and then I'm just trying to beat my record now. And it's a lot easier because I've been there and I've failed before. You have to try and fail before you can succeed. So you have to try and fail. So even if you can only make it 5 days, then try to do 6, then 7, then 8, then 9, then a month, then 2 months, then 3 months. Just progress. Life is about building. You have to build up slowly. You can't run before you can walk. You have to walk before you can run. So you have to go, like, if you're doing it every day, multiple times a day, try to do it not every day, and then try to do it for not a week, and then try to do it, once a week, once every 2 weeks, and then once every month, and then, you just get better and better. And if you don't have the urge, obviously don't do it. Don't just stick to, once a month, once a week. If you don't have the urge, then don't do it at all. If that's what you want to do, you know. I don't know if Nofap helps at all, but yeah, it definitely helps to keep your seed, and it definitely helps to avoid porn, because, you know, you're having more dopamine, you have more enthusiasm for life, you have more passion for life, you have more passion for your things that you're interested in, things that you want to pursue in life, things that you want to build upon in life. So it's really destructive to engage in too much porn, and even watching porn at all. I don't think it's very healthy at all. I mean, you should have relationships with somebody that you love, somebody that you care about, not objectifying them as an object and using them like that. I mean, it's just flesh, it's just bone, it's just blood, it's just piss, it's just shit. We're just fleshy vessels, and shouldn't be so obsessed with someone's bits. It's just so stupid. I don't know, I don't understand it at this point. But yes, I was so deep in that mindset when I was younger. Yes, I was obsessed with that, so I understand how you can be that way, because we're brainwashed that way. And I don't know, is it just brainwashing, or is it just hormones, or it's a mix of both? Definitely it's the play of hormones, it's a condition, it's a brainwashing, it's a sex obsessed culture. And from no age, like, women are taught to dress a certain way, and feminism doesn't help with that either, but I'm not going to go too deep into that. Really, we should be more respectful of each other and more into what each other are about and our personalities, and making a deep, meaningful relationship that can last, not something that's going to end in disaster like all these relationships do. And, you know, it's a fun ride. It's like getting on a roller coaster, wee big highs and then whoa, big lows. If that's what you want, you're a thrill seeker, you know. Most people are thrill seekers. It's hard to break that, and I'm not a thrill seeker anymore. I'm not looking for thrills or kicks. I'm looking for making a stable, steady, strong life, tempered, building upon the strong foundations. That's what I'm seeking to do, and if you're seeking to do that, then follow my advice. I'm just a signpost. I can only point the way. I cannot make you see things the way I see them. I'm only using limited words to try to relay my experience. Experience equals understanding. So hopefully you got something out of this, and know that suicide is never the option. You can always work through things. If you're feeling suicidal, get out of the house, go for a run, get on your bike, go out, get the air about you, get the elements about you, go do something you enjoy, go do something you like. Make a list of all the things you like, all the things you enjoy to do, and if you didn't exist, you won't be able to do those things. Make a list of your favourite foods, get some of your favourite foods, but try to eat healthily, because eating junk food will just make things worse. I mean, it's temporary pleasure and long-term pain. It's like playing with yourself. Temporary pleasure, long-term pain. It's like you have to invest in yourself, and too much pleasure is like spending all your points, right? You're spending all your points, you're spending all the money in the bank that you've invested. That's what I did for years, so I had nothing left. I spent it all, so I had to rebuild from nothing. You have to invest. Investing is working out, investing is eating healthily, investing in yourself is learning new skills, investing in yourself is doing creative, productive endeavors, investing in yourself is reading. So just do all those sorts of things, and you'll feel much better about yourself, because you're investing in yourself and you're building confidence. Life is all about building, so just build and build and build and build and build, and then you'll reach a level where you feel a lot more confident in yourself, a lot more able to do things, a lot more able to look people in the eye, a lot more able to make relationships, form relationships, keep relationships, if that's what you want. I mean, most people, that's what they want. They want the pair bond with somebody. They want to make a life with somebody. That's what I want, and that's what I found, and I'm so thankful for that. And I'm so thankful for this channel and for all my subscribers. So I'm just going to wrap it up here. Thank you all so much. I mean, I didn't expect this, and hopefully I can give decent videos. And I do ramble, I do go off in tangents, I try to get to the point sometimes, but I dance around the point a lot, and some people enjoy that, some people don't. So you can't please everybody. You just have to be yourself. I'm just being myself, so I'm not trying to please anybody. I'm just being myself, which is the best way to be. That's the way everybody should be. You shouldn't try to be a people pleaser. You shouldn't try to please people. You should just be yourself and be honest and be open and be transparent like I'm being. I wish everybody could be this way, but I understand why people can't in this modern world, or they think they can't. But once you reach that point of no return, like I did, that suicidal point where you have nothing to lose, then you realize, oh, it wasn't such a big deal after all. And yeah, then you can truly start building on yourself, on your true self, and becoming the person you were meant to be, living up to your expectations, living up to your potential. And yes, I wasted a lot of my potential. I scuffed a lot of my potential looks wise, and personality wise and career wise, yes, big time, from wasting my time and lying down and rotting. So if you have passions, if you have, things you want to do in life, please, when you're young, please invest in those passions. Please, pursue those passions and put everything into those passions. Put all that energy, all that sexual energy, all that negative energy, put that into your passions. Use that as your rocket fuel to drive you, and branch out to other people who can support you. Disregard people that are going to hold you back. Cut out toxic people. They're not your friends. They're not going to help you. There's nothing you can do for them. They're in that toxic mindset. You can't. I know how it is. I was in that toxic mindset. Nobody could have said anything to me to change that. Nobody. They have to learn for themselves. You can only act as a signpost, and if they don't listen to you, if they don't heed the advice, if they don't, understand, they can't understand. They don't have the experience to understand. This is why young people, sometimes they don't have the experience to understand, so it'll just go over their head. So, if they don't have it, just cut them out of your life. Move on if you can. If not, just try to keep interaction to a minimum and keep people around you that are going to support you and lift you up, not weigh you down and keep you where you're at. Okay, that's all the advice I have for now. Some of this is obvious, some of this is common knowledge, some of this is my own experiences, some of this is my own philosophy, some of this is stuff I've watched. It's just all accumulated in this brain. Trying to get it out is the issue. I have done it over these videos as best as I can, and I've tried to articulate it as best as I can. I've tried to get it out there as best as I can. Words are limited, but we do the best we can with what we have. These are the tools we have, and we do the best we can with the tools we have. That's all we can do. No one can ask for more or less of us, can they? What more can you ask of yourself than the best that you can do for yourself? You can only build and work up towards things. You can't rush things. You have to take your time and build. Doesn't matter how old you are. The rules don't change no matter how old you get. It's always going to be a slow, steady build. The tortoise and the hare. You have to be the tortoise in life. Build slowly. You cannot build fast. It doesn't work that way. It's a slow and steady process. It's boring. It really is boring, actually. And you got to treat it that way. It's just boring. It's just mundane. It's just normalcy. It's just building. It's just part of life. So that's about it. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up here now for real. So thank you for watching. Until the next time, stay safe, stay positive, and peace out, and goodbye for now.